Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the iGPSPORT TL50 Smart Bike Rear Taillight. The iGPSPORT TL50 is one of iGPSPORT's latest smart taillights that combines a unique design with a surprisingly affordable price point. It's a brighter and smarter version than the iGPSPORT TL30 with a similar compact design and lightweight construction. Packaging wise, you can see you have the standard orange and white color scheme, a nice glossy representation of the taillight right on the front, and then basic specs and run times on the rear. I'll go ahead and open this up. We'll go over the full specs. So retail price on this is $24.90, so very affordable. It has 50 lumen output, which matches the TL50 naming. And also has some cool sensors, so brake sensor. It also has Bluetooth and ANT Plus connectivity, so you can actually use this like a smart taillight from your computer and turn it on and off, change the modes. And it can connect to iGPSPORT headlights and computers to automatically turn them on and off together. It also has group sync, so if you have some friends with the same taillight, they can all synchronize together, which ensures you have a nice constant flash mode, which is great for group rides. It's USB Type-C with a 26-hour maximum runtime and a 460 milliamp internal battery. As far as what comes with it, you can see the taillight, very distinctive design. You have the instruction manual. You have the saddle rail mount with a Garmin to GoPro adapter and the hardware and a separate little bag with the Allen key. Now let's take a look at the weight of the taillight. So the taillight by itself comes in a very lightweight 21 grams. And then the included saddle rail mount with the hardware attached and the adapter. That adds an additional 24, so the mount's actually heavier than the taillight. Visually, the TL50 has a compact square shape with a red curved lens and eye-catching details on the lens itself. The inside of the lens actually has this radial curves in them, and that contrasts with the counter-rotated LEDs on the inside, so a very distinctive appearance that looks really cool whether it's on or off. It's a nice contrast too, so you can see a center focused LED and then the ring around it. Very basic branding on here, just iGPSPORT on the top. A single power button with a little red coloring on the inside. And then otherwise very thin body. On the back side you actually have a Garmin mount, but it's a little bit cut. So it's squared off rather than being fully round. But same tab design so you can see how it sticks out. And that is compatible with just about any Garmin mount. They include the saddle rail mount. So this gives you nice adjustability. It goes on the saddle rail. They do not include a seatpost mount, which is a little bit weird. But the nice thing is because this is Garmin, you can purchase any third-party Garmin seatpost mount and it would be compatible. With the saddle rail mount, it's a 2-bolt design. It works well, but it will block your saddlebag. So if you do have a saddlebag, you will need to purchase a separate third-party seatpost mount. But very nice and secure, and it's great to see a Garmin mount that's just a standard size. Below that, you also have this nice rubber cover with this little slot here. So if you pull up on that, you can see it's a USB Type-C charging port. Very well protected underneath the little cover. And otherwise, nice balance between the plastic body and the lens, so it looks really small and compact. Obviously, the coolest thing about this is the lens, so when it's on, you can see it has a really cool animation and different modes. So it has a combination of the centered focus LED. And you can see that'll give you the long range visibility. So that center LED is what's visible here, while the COB LEDs just give you that kind of glow effect. So you want that combination for long distance visibility. So when you're further behind, you're really just going to see that center LED. But it's a cool design. So you can see how the inside is rotated counterclockwise. And then the lens itself is rotated the other way. So it gives us almost a fan effect that really looks cool from every angle. You can see nice curved lens, so that gives you visibility from side angles as well. So up to 280 degrees, which is pretty impressive. So when you're at an intersection, they will see you from the side, even if they're not right behind you. Very simple user interface, so single button that you click through. So a couple different modes with flash options, and there's even a custom mode here. So using the app, you can adjust what that custom mode does, whether it's flashing or constant, and the brightness. But the coolest ones are obviously the animated ones. So you can see there's this little rotating windmill type effect that rotates the outer ones while holding the center one constant. And premium features, so when I turn this off, you can see a really cool animation to turn it on and off, regardless of which mode you're in. There is a battery indicator, but it's very basic. You see that little green light for a few seconds right on top. So you can see when I turn it on again. It's a very simple battery status, but on your computer, your GPS computer, you could see the full status or using the iGPSPORT app. It's also a brake sensor, which you can enable or disable, which is easiest to do, obviously, with the app itself. Holding the button for a few seconds will also do a full factory reset. So if you hold it for 5 seconds, with it off, you can actually accidentally do a full reset and it'll flash a few times. So it's a little bit too easy to do. So if you do customize it, you have to be sure you don't accidentally wipe it out if you just hold it too long. Here you can see the taillight modes of the TL50. There's 2 constant modes, a 12 lumen high mode and then a 3 lumen low mode, which gives you 12-hour runtime. The daytime flash gives you the full 50 lumen and 26-hour runtime, and it's the one you want to use during the day. Nighttime flash gives you low high pulse. And then light wheel is one of the coolest ones with this radial animation that's 3 lumens and 12-hour runtime. On the road, obviously daytime flash is the one to use, especially during the day. It's nice and bright. You have that focused LED in the center, then the COB LEDs around it, so you have good visibility from closer and longer distances. You also have a built-in brake sensor and a lot of cool features like the group sync, which is only useful if you really only have other people using it. Otherwise, the brake sensor does work well, and you can see here, it doesn't really trigger unless you go much faster speed, so it is less sensitive, which is actually a good thing. A lot of these brake light taillights tend to be too sensitive, so they'll trigger all the time. But with this one, it's nice and very less sensitive, so it will trigger when you're braking faster. Otherwise, a nice bright taillight, and it offers a lot of features given the low price point. So it's nice to see this amount of lumen output. Runtime is also pretty good. So especially in daytime flash, you can use this for a week or two depending on how much you ride. And the taillight itself has great visibility from side distances and from the rear. You can see we have the saddle mount here, so it puts it right underneath the saddle. It looks cool, but it does block a saddlebag, so we'd recommend purchasing a standard Garmin mount if you want to put on your seat post. Now let's take a look at the iGPSPORT app. So with this app, you can actually do some more customization with the TL50. The app is the standard iGPSPORT app, so same 4 tabs on the bottom. It'll show you riding activity if you have the computer. And then under device, if you go to more, you can see I have the TL50 already connected. You can see the version, the current mode illustrated, and even the software version. Definitely want to update these, especially with smart taillights, as they typically have a lot of updates to fix little bugs. The app is not that well designed, so you can see some of the wording is a little bit confusing. You have driving status notification, which doesn't really make that much sense. You have temporary stop flash, so if you have this if you have the mode to automatically turn off with no motion, you can set the double flash mode to make it flash rather than turning off. So that ensures if you park it somewhere, if you're at a long intersection, it won't turn off on you. The brake sensor you can adjust, so you can make it go solid or flash, and it's a little harder to kind of reproduce here, but you'll see on the bike you make it flash like that, or make it solid and adjust the brightness. You also have something called intelligent function configuration. So you have synchronized shutdown if you have an iGPSPORT computer, or you have a compatible computer with a light connection, so you can connect this using ANT+, and then this will let you turn it on and off. Auto sleep with an adjustable time, which is really nice. Typically it's just hard set. They have the group sync or team sync. So if you have multiple of these computers nearby, they'll automatically flash together, which is a cool feature. So if you have a bunch of these in a group ride, it's a lot more effective to have the same flash mode rather than everyone having something else. You can also switch between the modes. You can rearrange them, or you can actually just turn some on or off. So if you don't like a mode, you can turn it off. And you can see the 6th mode is something called custom. From the factory, you can see it's just a flash mode, but you can adjust it from flash to constant, and you can change the cycle time and even the brightness of the LEDs. You can't do any fun animations here. You just have the one rotating animation from the factory. You can see we've done quite a few reviews, so we can compare the ET6, which is the emoji version of the iGPSPORT taillight, and the more traditional TL50 on the left side. You can see directly side by side, a little bit different market. This is more serious taillight with a focused LED and COB LED with this cool effect, while the emoji one's more of a fun urban style with the different animations. There are other taillights like the KNOG. So with the KNOG, you also get a COB LED grid, but you can see they do some more interesting, more standard type effects. So you can't do a cat animation on the KNOG one, but you can see you get more taillight design, brighter effects that are more appropriate for road cycling, while something like the cat one is not going to really give you good visibility from long distances, while the KNOG will with this little center LED. Bontrager probably has one of the most popular ones, or the Trek one, which is now branded as the Flare R. So you can see with this one, you get a much brighter focused LED, and it's a much more compact form factor, more similar to TL50, but you can see they've really kept it simple. They have a multi-level battery status indicator, which is nice, so you don't have to go jump to the app, right on the device, simple mounting, and you can see compact form factor. There's some more interesting shapes too, like the Ravemen light we have here. This one has almost a U shape to it with COB LED, but it lacks that focused LED of the TL50, and obviously not as fun as the dense grid animations on the ET6. Magicshine also has a ton of options. So we have the Magicshine CME 300 and then the 200 here. They both have a downward facing LED. So definitely a lot better for road cycling, long distances. You can see very bright and this cool side visibility effect. But they cost a bit more than the iGPSPORT options. And you can see something like the CME 50 gives you good flash and again a COB LED, but not as dense as the ET6, and no focus LED like the TL50. So with iGPSPORT, there are definitely some interesting options. I would say this is more of a urban commuter. It's a fun rear animation, while the TL50 is probably better for road cycling, as you have a nice focus LED and compact form factor. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the TL50. What we like about it is a very striking design with the jewel design and the radial curves in the actual lens and the LED layout. It also has a surprising amount of features given the low price point, and a combination of a focused LED in the center and COB LEDs around it, so you get a nice glow from closer distances and long distance visibility. The main negative is the fact that you don't get a seatpost mount, which is a little bit odd, though you can purchase a standard Garmin seatpost mount as it is compatible with almost all the mounts on the market. It also has a very basic low battery status indicator. Would have been nice to have had a multi-bar indicator so you didn't have to look at the app to get an actual percentage. Also, the customization mode is very limited. It would have been nice if you could actually do some fun patterns instead of just flash or constant. Taking everything into account would give the taillight a 9.0 out of 10. It's a nice compact and bright taillight that packs a big punch given the low price point. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.